And then this took place. So you can see all these people are coming from Asikni, right? So all these people are attacking Sudha from Asikni as their base. So you have Simyu, Alina. Simyu is the ancestors of Albanians. Alina is the Alans or the Helens, the ancestors of the Greeks. Then the Puru is here, the Samrana Bharata, the ancestor of the Pandavas and Kauravas. Paktas, that is Paktuns. Bhalana, that is the Baluchis. And Shiva is that Shivi kingdom, which I mentioned in different places in Pakistan. And Vishanins are the Kashmiri people. And the Brgu are the later the Pergians and even the Irish, some of the Irishmen. And they're split into two parts. So one part aligned with the Indian kings, and though they are the Bhargavas, so they spread all over the India. But the half of them migrated westwards and they became the Phrygians and other people. Then the Parshus and the Parthavas. Parthavas are basically the Anu people, the Abhyavartin Chayamana, led by the Kavi Chayamana actually. And in case of side of Bharadas, Tratsu Bharadas, that is led by Sudas, only Sudas was there. And he has support of his priest Vasishtha, who praised Indra and praised Indra for victory. And whatever happened along the Parishni river is attributed to Indra. And Vasishtha was that time firmly, very strongly associated with King Sudas. But only after subsequently he changed his mind, and in later stages we see him more associated with the Samrana Bharata and try to support him and make him grow. So all these things happened after the Dacharajana battle. So in that Dacharajana battle period, Vasishtha was very much in support of King Sudas. So we don't know, because unlike in the Mahabharata, there are no information in the Ṛgveda about the character of Sudas, whether he was a good person, whether he is a bad person. We don't know anything about him. We only know that he militarily become stronger and stronger, and he was supported by Vishwamitra for some period of time and by Vasishtha by some period of time. Absolutely no information about King Sudas, whether he is good or bad. Similarly, there is also no information about Samvarana Bharata, represented as King Puru, who opposed Sudas. Whether he is good or bad, we don't know. Anava King, Kavi Chayamana, whether he is good or bad, we don't know. Because the information is so deep into the past, we only know about the events. Now, whether we can form any kind of conclusion about who is right and wrong, we don't know. We have some information in the subsequent Aitihasic texts like Mahabharata and Ramayana, and only we know that the Vasishtha and descendant of Saudasa, got some kind of a conflict. That is very clearly mentioned in the subsequent Aitihasic texts like Mahabharata and Ramayana. And because of that, naturally Vasishtha will become distance himself from the lineage of Sudas. And that is what also we are seeing. We can see in the Mahabharata, we read that Vasishtha supported Samvarana Bharata. Vasishtha, when he was living in exile in Sindhu River. So how come he is in Sindhu River? Because we know from the Mahabharata that he is somewhat in the early Adi Parva of Mahabharata, we know that Samvarana Bharata was expelled by the Panchalas and he went westwards and lived on the banks of Sindhu River. That much we know. And the remaining thing we know from the Ṛgveda, that the Puru king, a certain Puru king, conquered the Asikni people, and then from there he formed a confederation of 10 kings, supported by the Anava king Kavi Chayamana, and fought with Sudas and got defeated. This much we know from Ṛgveda. And of course, in the subsequent parts of the Ṛgveda, we know that King Sudas, subsequently, we know from the Ṛgveda that the same people, after the defeat in the Dacharajana battle, went further westwards, and a group of this Puru rulers were living in the Sarayu river. So that is what the Sarayu here. This is not the Sarayu of the Uttar Pradesh, which is the Ghagra river. So this is a Sarayu, which is a tributary of the Sindhu river. an eastern tributary of Sindhu River. So very somewhat very small kind of river, but very very powerful river because it's a originating from a lake, etc. So there is a Saryanavatar lake, river, etc. Here, Saryanavati lake is there here. So that lake is very famous for Soma cultivations, etc. So that Sarayu River is very important, and this Sarayu River is the territory of the Western Ikshvakus. This is also the reason we can partially glimpse from the Ṛgveda and Mahabharata cross comparison. We get that the most ancestral Sarayu River was Saraswati River itself. This Saraswati River, because mostly the term Saraswati is used for this river by the Chandravamshis. That is basically the the lineage originated from the Buddha, Pururavas, Ila, and so the descendants of Ila is primarily calling this river as Saraswati. And the same river, the Ikshvaku, descendants of Ikshvakus were calling this river as Sarayu, the very ancient Sarayu river. But then the middle part of the Sarayu river or the Saraswati river got dried up. Because of that, the people migrated both to the west and the east. That is why the people who migrated westwards are the Western Ikshvakus, who remembered the name Sarayu and give that name to this particular river, the Harav River. So the Sarayu River is also now currently known as the Harav River. That is because this same Sarayu River, in the pronunciation of Avestan pronunciation, the Anavas pronounce the river as Harayu because Sa become Ha for them. That is the reason why Sindhu is also called Hindu. So Sindhu River, they call Sindhu River as Hindu River. Sarayu River, they call it Harayu River. And the Harayu got shortened and that become Haro. So today this river is known as Haro. And the Haro River is eastern tributary of Sindhu, like this. So what happened is that this is the aftermath of the Dasharajana battle. So earlier I mentioned the Asikni battle. This is the Asikni battle. Where is the Asikni battle? Yeah, the battle of Asikni took place before the Dasharajana battle. Where I will take this. Yeah, this is the here it is mentioned. Okay, both battles I mentioned here. So the battle of Asikni, that is the Puru is coming here and displacing some Dasyus. All this happened before the Dasharajana battle, and after that the Dasharajana battle occurs. And after the Dasharajana battle, what happened? Sudhas become victorious. When Sudhas become victorious, his dominance extended up to Asikni River. So this much part of the territories become part of King Sudha's territory. So then the Anavas and the Samvarana Bharata again fled. They got defeated. They fled, and they fled like this, and they reached the Sarayu River and settled here. And this Sarayu River, if you look at the geography, the Sarayu River is very close to the Sindhu River also. Sarayu and Sindhu are there close together because Sindhu River is flowing like this, Sarayu River is flowing this. So they were settling somewhere around this region, which the Mahabharata mentioned as that. Yeah, Mahabharata don't know about the Dasharajana battle or the Asikni battle. Nothing. Mahabharata is not aware of any of the battle because they have limited information about these older battles. Mahabharata summarized the entire thing, like this Samvarana fleeing from the Vara Prithvi region and final destination of the Samvarana Bharata at Sindhu River. That is what Mahabharata mentioned. So a single verse in the Mahabharata, in the Adi Parva mentioned, Samvarana got defeated by the Panchalas, who became powerful at that time. And because of the attack of the Panchalas, Samvarana fled and with his family and started living in the along the banks of river Sindhu, where it descends from the mountains. So that location is this, because this is the region from where the Sindhu is descending from the mountains. So this is where both Mahabharata and the Ṛgveda is converging. The final destination of the Samvarana Bharata along the Sarayu River, which is close to the river Sindhu, where the river Sindhu is descending from the high Himalayan mountains. And that place is this place. So the final destination, the initial destination, initial location of Samvarana Bharata, that is, he was a king in the Vara Prithvya, sharing territory with King Sudas, because he is a sibling brother of King Sudas. Sudas is one branch of the Bharata family. Out of three branches of the Bharata family, one is the family lineage of King Sudas, which leading to the Panchalas. Another branch is the Samvarana branch, which lead to the Kurus and the Pandavas. Third branch is the Kushika branch, where the Vishwamitra is there. So there are three branches of the Bharatas, of which the Kushika branch is not anyway in conflict with King Sudas. The Vishwamitra was almost in alliance with King Sudas, and he supported Sudas up to his westward conquest up to Vipasudutri confluence. And after that, he wanted to conquer eastern direction. And maybe Sudas was not very much interested, so he went on himself. And Vishwamitra conquered the Ganga region and named it Jannavi, and then established himself in the Ganga region. And we don't see anything more about the Kushikas in the Ṛgveda. But then the other two branches of the Bharatas, the Sudas branch, which leading to the Panchala lineage, and the Samvarana branch, which is leading to the Kuru Pandava lineage, they were in conflict in the Vara Prithvya region. And Sudas was more powerful than Samvarana, so he got defeated and he fled. And his final destination, so many other events happened, like he was exiled to the northwest of Parushni. He defeated some people here in the Asikni region, the Dasyus. And then he made an alliance with the Anava king, the Kavichayamana. And then 10 kings also supported him. And along with the 10 kings, he attacked Sudas. But because of the Vasishta and his divine power of Indra, he got defeated. And the Anavas, the Kavichayamana and King Sudas fled and lived in the banks of Sindhu Sarayu region. So this is the Sindhu Sarayu region, because the river Sindhu is here descending from the mountains into the plains. And here also Sarayu river, which is the domain of the Western Ikshwaku kings. And the Western Ikshwaku kings are exemplified by the kings like Purukutsa and Trasadasyu. Again, the Purukutsu and Trasadasyu are very famous in the Ṛgveda, but Valmiki have very less knowledge about them. So that is why he is not very much clearly mentioned in the Ramayana. But there are multiple lineages of Rama's Ikshwaku lineage in multiple sources. Valmiki Ramayana is one source, and some Vishnu Purana have another source, and some Vayu Purana have another source. But in some of the sources which are later, you will see Purukutsa and Prasadasyu are mentioned as Ikshwaku kings. This is because the Valmiki Ramayana is little earlier. So at that time, all this information are not what collected. That there were some Ikshwaku kings in the western side. That was very not well known in that period. Subsequently, when Vishnu Purana and other Puranas were created, this information some got collected. Because Valmiki is a very much eastern rishi. He was, Valmiki's location is somewhere to the south of Kashi, on the banks of a confluence of Tamasa river, that is southern Tamasa river and Ganga, which is currently known as Satna river. So this he is very much eastern in the region. So you don't know much about the western side, all the historical things happening in the western side. So that is why we have in the Valmiki Ramayana, the whatever Ikshwaku lineage, we don't see mention about some of the very famous Ikshwaku kings in the Ṛgveda, like Trasadasyu and Purukutsa. But these are all mentioned very nicely in the later versions of the Rama's lineage. So what happened, and Rama's lineage also, I need to see, what is basically happening is the Rama's Ikshwaku lineage, so many kings are inserted from the different parts of the lineage. So they are not basically they are not very sequential, because all the famous kings like Purukutsa, Trasadasyu, they have a separate lineage, sibling branches. They are all assembled together and defined like a Rama's lineage. So unless you know the secondary information from Ṛgveda and all, we cannot clearly sequence the lineage of Rama, etc. That is another thing. So this is anyway subject of my second book, Geography of Ramayana. But of course, at least the Ramayana and many other texts recognize Purukutsa and Trasadasya as Ikshvaku kings. But in a stricter terminology, they are the Western Ikshvakus who were separated from the Eastern Ikshvakus very long ago. And very interestingly, the Western Ikshvakus also have a separate unique name called Trikshis. So that is different from the term Tritsu. Tritsu is basically the family name of Sudas. So Tritsu branch, the Sudas Bharata branch is called Tritsu branch. So it is a very similar sounding name, Trikshi. But Trikshi basically means Ikshvaku. How do you distinguish, like cha? There is cha inside that cha. Trikshi, there is a cha. So that cha is basically like connote with the Ikshvaku. So Trikshi is there. So Trikshi means Western Ikshvaku. And very interestingly, we know from both in the Mahabharata and Ramayana, there is a big lineage which doesn't give without, unless we know about all these things, we have no clue. Because the Garuda, the lineage of Garuda is called Trikshi lineage, Tarkshya. Garuda is called Tarkshya because of that, because he belongs to the Trikshi lineage. Like anybody belongs to Bharata, what we call? They are called Bharata. Anybody who is belong to Ikshvaku, they are called Aikshvaku. Anybody belongs to Yadu lineage is called Yadava. Similarly, anybody belongs to Trikshi lineage is called Tarkshya. And that is a synonym of Garuda. So you can see a very interesting thing in Ramayana is that two Tarkshyas are very much dominant in Ramayana. They are Jatayu and Sampati. So Jatayu and Sampati are Tarkshya kings, Tarkshya members. In other words, they are Western Ikshvakus. And because they are Western Ikshvakus, they are also relatives of Rama, who is an Eastern Ikshvaku. And that is why in the Ramayana, you see a strange reference in the Ramayana, which I have very prominently mentioned in my second book, where Jatayu tells to Sri Rama that he is a remote relative of Dasharatha. So how this is a kind of typically why this information is put into the Valmiki Ramayana, many people have no idea. But if you understand this, all these connections, that there was a Western Ikshvakus, and they branched off from the Eastern Ikshvakus a very ancient period, like before the period of Sagara and all. And then because of this, the Western Ikshvakus or the Tarkshyas are remote cousins of the Eastern Ikshvakus, like Rama and others. And that is exactly what is mentioned in the Ramayana, that Jatayu is a remote relative of Dasharatha, and remote relative, remote friend, like that. It's mentioned in the Ramayana. And that is again a connection, a cross correlation between Ṛgveda and the Ramayana also is there in this, like that. And of course, so in our scenario, what basically you are mentioning is about the Asikni. Is a kind of a river that gives support or temporary asylum to that the temporary asylum to our Samvarana Bharata, this lineage. So that is for the main significance of Asikni. And apart from that, no, the color of the river is dark, so that is also clear from the the etymology. That color is dark color, and this got a lot of confusion for the Western Indologists, because they were searching for some evidence for Aryan invasion theory, and then they're very happy that some of the Purus defeated dark-skinned people, like that they said, and that these dark-skinned people must be Dravidian. So all this in a kind of rabbit hole they went, but when in our analysis we know that the direction of the attack or the direction of migration is from east to west, and it's not a Aryan invasion scenario. And the black skin is only a poetic play, because river is dark. So, and because of the enmity of the people who are living in the dark river region, they were simply called as dark people. And in reality, the Danavas and Daityas, or the Anava or the Asuras living there, they were all fair-skinned people, very beautiful people. So That is like I would say the summary of the Asikni River, and resulted into a major distortion in the thought process of the Western Indologists, which we got corrections like starting from the scholarship of Srikant Talagari, and I have expanded over the scholarship of Srikant Talagari to like really confirm that the Western Indologists are totally wrong here, and the real reasons are different, which I just explained to you. Yeah, so any kind of questions you can also put in the WhatsApp group, and if it is coming to me, I will respond that also. And we'll look in the next session then. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining for today's session. So the recordings will be also available for those who have not joined. And if you have any doubts, as Sir mentioned, you can also put in the WhatsApp group for discussion. So once again, thank you, Jiditji, for your time for this session. So together we'll chant Shanti Mantra 3 times. Om Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Guru Namaha. Harihi Om.